Carnival came out and said, so you think the fan ban wasn't enough? Watch this. Let's run through the list in order. The teen curfew is a big one. Everyone under 18 has to be back in their rooms after 1 a.m. unless you're with your guardian or an adult that's 21 plus. However, if you're 18 to 20, you can no longer travel alone anyway. You must be with someone 25 plus. So anyone under 21 now must have a 25 plus person with him as well. Now this pool chair rule needs a whole nother look. Let's bring up the screen. If during the day you feel like you want to reserve a chair, you can, but they're going to put a sticker on it that says they stopped by, they haven't seen anyone here, and they're going to put a time on it. And if you don't get to it or check in, they're going to pull your stuff off those chairs. No more reserving sun loungers all day long on Carnival. There's two parts to this one. Let's talk about it. The first one, they're saying no more hip-hop on a lot of cruises. Maybe they're trialing it, maybe they're testing it, it's just rumor, but no more hip-hop.
Cruises. This rebranding effort to change all your rules and regulations in hopes of getting more sales is absolutely not going to work. The vast majority of people are never going to go on a Carnival cruise.
Yes, there is something going on. I don't know if you've seen this. I have a couple of videos. I'm going to show you what exactly is going on. When you take a look at this article, Carnival Cruise Line shut down backlash over rules on music at Quiffo. When you go down the article, Carnival Line is addressing backlash over recent onboard safety guidelines that some online critics have argued disproportionately impact black passengers. In recent weeks, passengers have shared formal notice from Carnival outlining what the company described as a renewed commitment to onboard safety and respectful behavior. I don't know why this is a problem. Now they are crying racism over this. I have seen a lot of videos, people cry on social media about this. If you love what I'm doing here, subscribe, share the video, and check if your notification is on.
This rebranding effort to change all your rules and regulations in hopes of getting more sales is absolutely not going to work. The vast majority of people are never going to go on a Carnival cruise because you allowed yourself to become a reckless place. This idea of limiting or not playing rap or hip-hop music seems to me extremely racially targeted. The music is not the problem. The problem is that you allowed reckless behavior. You allowed way too many people to be doing way too many crazy things. You allowed marijuana. What did you think was going to happen? It was eventually going to become like a nightclub. And guess what? What happens at nightclubs? Reckless things. So if you want to be a nightclub cruise, go ahead, be a nightclub cruise. But don't sit here after you've done it for all these years and now try to change it because some TikTok videos are putting you in a bad light. That is extremely... The vast majority of people already do not go on these cruises. In fact, cruises in general are probably the you can do. If I'm going to go on vacation, I'm sure as hell not going on a Temu vacation. Carnival's got a real problem on their hands. You lacked security, you allowed people to do crazy things. The whole thing with the pool seats and people reserving or not reserving, people stealing each other's seats, crazy. Sometimes you do something so long that there's the point of no return. And I can't imagine anything they could possibly do that would get the vast majority of people to ever want to go on a Carnival cruise. Most people nowadays that go on a Carnival cruise are going for that wildly fun nightclub environment. And if you want to take that away from them, then they're not going to go. But that doesn't mean that the people that weren't going before are now all of a sudden going to go.
Yes, it really bothers me a lot when I see people complaining about these rules. It's never too late to do the right thing. What they did now is because they realize the kind of people they attract are not really... People boycott these places simply because of things like this. Imagine turning a cruise ship into something else, a nightclub. Then you expect some kind of responsible people to show up with their children. This has been happening for a very long time. And it needed just a time like this for these people to realize. Now black people are coming out to say, oh, we are boycotting, oh, they are targeting us.
Is it true that they're no longer playing hip-hop on Carnival cruises? Yes, it is. I even spoke to the source just to get confirmation instead of rumor. I spoke to a DJ on board, and what he said was Carnival's testing out these new themes in the club, and none of those themes include hip-hop. They are monitoring their playlist, and what they cannot do is play hip-hop music direct and outright. he's been allowed to go ahead and mix some things up, like play the beat, basically the instrumental, and they're approving that. But to just play the hip hop song straight out, it ain't happening no more. What he did say though was this is a test program that they are rolling out and they're waiting to see what the feedback is. And right now all the feedback is negative, but the point is there is power in those surveys. And if you do not make it vocal and make it known what it is you want, your likes and dislikes with Carnival, then whatever they put in place, they're going to keep in place. They're waiting to hear from you. That is what he said. I'll give him that they are waiting to hear what you think. But the theme nights that they have, we've got R&B and soul, dance, house, and pop hits, Latin and R&B, 70s and 80s theme, and blues and funk. Those are the themes that are approved for Carnival to be played in the clubs. They ain't even played a wobble at the Sellaway party, y'all. He said it just started this cruise for Panorama, so June 29th. So for those of you that are like on your comments saying that I was on last week ain't got nothing to do with this week. June has nothing to do with July. Currently, right now, and as you can see, I am on board Carnival. So from the horse's mouth, from the source, no more hip hop.
Y'all saw Carnival trying to ban black people. I mean, they're doing it around the way by taking away hip hop and taking it. Now they're saying they're taking away the wobble. Can't even do the wobble dance. They took away the fans, no boots on the ground. Listen, so the last decade, what did they do? They did rock bottom prices, catered to black people. We saw the videos. Catered to black people because that's what every business do when they are underwater. They cater to black people to get their business back up and running. That's the same thing that Red Lobster is doing right now with the seafood boils. Everybody's seen online that black people love seafood boils. So what are they doing? They hired a black guy and he brought in seafood boils, and now their company is being turned around. And Carnival did the same exact thing. And now they want to say, oh no, we don't like black people. We actually don't like black people. Black people are a problem for us. Yeah, you used us to keep your business afloat, no pun intended. And now that your business is back up and running, now you want to abandon us. That's what businesses do.
Even though when people book Carnival, they know what they are booking. They know they are booking a turn-up cruise, period. Everybody on there is looking to have a good time, party, and have fun. We know what type of people are on there. Like, everybody on there, it's just Carnival cruises are so much fun. Like, everybody is just a vibe, right? And it's like anywhere there's going to be, like, alcohol, things might get a little rowdy. That just comes with the territory of people being drunk. It has nothing to do with, like, being black, being this, the music. But these people done banned the fans. They saying no more hip hop music. So child, that was the whole purpose of us going. So now we are not going back to the drawing board because no ma'am.
Now, this is my thing. Black people. You are seeing that they are strategically shutting things down and not wanting us there.
Yes, in a statement, the company emphasized that the rules are intended to promote a more peaceful environment, not to signal any form of cultural erasure. In fact, many of these policies have been in place for years, as explained in a February 2023 video outlining what's appropriate while on board their ships. Unfortunately, certain media outlets have blown this matter out of proportion. Senior manager of public relations at Carnival said, "We have always had a wide variety of entertainment options, and for the last several years, we have communicated them over our expectations about guest behavior." He added, still, some passengers remain skeptical as reported by the route. Several black cruisers say they have noticed the quiet disappearance of hip hop and rap music on board. DJs they claim have declined requests and stuck to more sanitized playlists. Okay, when you look at these are just rules that have been there in place. they were not strict on those rules. Now they decided to be strict because certain things are getting out of hand. Black people are thinking like they had to sideline them or pick them up to ban them on the cruise ship. That has not been the case. So seeing people putting out videos, getting annoyed without actually addressing some of the issues is concerning. You've watched these videos. Have you seen any person like really emphasizing on what they are talking here? They don't talk about that. Thank you guys who has been there sharing on my videos. God bless you abundantly. If you see clips after this, that is for the YT algorithm. You can share the video.
People line up for my advice, and you're walking away like I'm stupid. It's like,
why don't we choose more carefully who we're going to lionize?
why marriage, infertility, trying to have kids makes things difficult. It's like
She's seriously depressed about how hard it is to live in the White House.
Post this morning alleging that since I said will prevail.
It also shouldn't be racial.
Require Carmelo to run. He had
100.
Has been overwhelming. The lies in their amplification.
This is not going to end. Right is right and wrong is wrong. All good.
If you see any clips after this, that is just for the YouTube algorithm.
What if he says self-defense?
There's no self-defense because kids in here and resolve this issue. It's called conflict resolution.
Again, the evidence is still coming in.
This is definitely a self-defense case because it always is one until you...
Because she's fearful of what might happen to her.
Followers for anything. And then the
Registration Act is
talking about term, and you will be very...
Once again, the field was littered with Wintour does.
And black people don't want to live around ratchet black.
How bad is his reputation going to be?
But it did cause me some issues, for sure.